Hey there, Python trainer Reuven Learner here, and today I want to talk to you about how to sample data from your Pandas data frame. This is the sort of thing that happens when you work with large data sets or even medium-sized data sets, and you want to start playing around with it, and you find that it's just taking a long time to deal with. So let's load up what I'm going to need. Import NumPy as NP, import Pandas as PD from Pandas, Pandas import, series and data frame. Okay, and now I'm going to load up one of my favorite data sets. I'm going to say file name equals, and we're going to say here it's in courses, current data, and I'm going to load up New York City taxi data. And this is from January 2019. And then I'm going to say here df equals PD read CSV of file name, and we're going to load it up, and it takes a few moments to load it because if I remember correctly, it's more than 7.5 million rows. And I haven't really optimized the loading in any way. I'm loading all the columns, I haven't set the D types, all that sort of stuff. Great, now we've got it. So if I want to, I can look through this data, right? I can say here, df.head, I can poke around at the head, but there's going to be some times when I'm going to want to perform calculations that will take a while. So how can I grab just part of my data set? Let's first of all take a look at it. If I say df.shape, what shape tells me is, of course, is how many rows and how many columns. And so it has 7.6 million rows and 18 columns. Now, again, I'm going to ignore how I could have gotten rid of some of the columns or only imported some of them or all that other stuff. But this is already going to be a, shall we say, medium-sized data set that you might be working with. So, what if I want to, work with just 10% of this data? Well, fortunately, I have df.sample. df.sample is a method that comes with Pandas, right? It's just built in there. And I can say df.sample, and all I have to do is say frac equals 0.1. Ta-da! And it's going to go through and randomly choose 10% of that data. How do I know it's choosing 10%? Because it tells me what the shape is of the resulting data frame. And I think we can all agree that 766,000 is 10% of 7.6 million. What if I want to get a different fraction? Well, I just set a different fraction there, right? Fraction equals 0.5. And now I'm going to have, what will it be? Something like, 3.7, 3.8 million rows. So you can pick whatever fraction you want. Now I'll add that df.sample is a little smarter than that, df.sample. Watch this. It's always good to use help. I love using the help function Jupyter because it shows me stuff. And basically the pandas documentation is fantastic. So what can we do here? We can say sample, and of course we can say a number. So I just use frac. Frac means a fraction, of course, and I say, what fraction do I want? But I can instead say, I want a random number to be there. So I can say df.sample of, let's just say 10. And it's going to give me 10 random rows from within my data frame. You can also say whether you want to allow replacement. So when you have these 10 rows, it's pretty unlikely out of 7.6 million, but do you want to allow rows to appear more than once? And you can even give weights if you want to give different probability for targets. I've never done that, but I know there are times when you're going to want to do that. But here is something that you might want to do. You might want to set the random state. Now that seems a little weird, right? Like why, if you want random rows, why would you want to set the random state? And the answer is often for automated testing, right? So if I now say here random state equals 0, it's going to give me 10 random rows. Yes, it will. But it's going to give them to me assuming that the random seed, I believe it's using the random seed, is 0. Meaning that each and every time I run it with df.sample10 random state 0, it's going to give me exactly the same rows back. Now you might say, how is this possible? I thought it was supposed to be random. And you have to remember that random is not really random on a computer. Computers are deterministic machines. They will always give you the same answer. So how do we get random numbers? They're not really random. They're close to random numbers. They're what some would call pseudo-random numbers. And so what we can do is we can start the series of these pseudo-random numbers from any point we want. So if I set the random state to be 0, that means it's always going to start with the same numbers it's going to pull out of the hat, or a very large hat, or the computer as it were. So if you're doing automated testing, or if you want your model to be super reproducible, not necessarily accurate in terms of randomness, right? But if you always want to have the same 10 rows retrieved, you can do this with a random state. And I've seen people do this many, many times on testing. I should add, I do this in my courses very often. I'll set the random seed to be a particular number, and then everyone should get exactly the same results. And if they don't, then we know that there's a problem. How often do I use df.sample? not super often, but if I'm using a large data set and I'm playing with it, I want to perform some basic calculations, I want to experiment, especially if I want to do plotting. Right? I don't want to create a line plot from all of the data. I want to create a line plot from a very small number of data points there. Indeed, I can say here, right, if I say df of, let's call it this, we'll say trip distance, dot plot dot line. Doing that on 7.6 million rows is going to be very, very painful. So what instead I can do is I can say dot sample, and we'll say frac equals, and we'll say here 0.001. And that's going to, of course, return a new data frame on which I can run .plot.line. Not that this line plot's going to be very useful. Yeah, okay, fine. But it's more like a kindergartner's art project, but that's a separate issue. What you can see is that this took way, way less time to calculate and draw than it would have taken had I done it on the full data set. Okay, that's it for this time. If you have further questions about Python, about Pandas, about anything that I talk about here on this channel, please feel free to drop me a line. Don't forget that I'm always available on Twitter. And don't forget also that you can always subscribe to my free weekly newsletter, Better Developers, with articles about Python coming out every Monday. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video about Python.